Brookins. He gets a screen from Gaston, doesn't take it, and now he moves to the right wing, and Smith, a long three is good. Poole now back to the left wing, and Brookins a three, and that's no good. Rebound, Thomas. Here's Frazier right to left on the near sideline, left wing. Right-handed dribble to the top of the arc. Line drive pass into Smith, and the alley-oop. Moves to the right wing. Top of the arc now, Gaston trying to drive into the paint. The layup is good. What a move from Chris Gaston. Frazier, left-handed dribble down inside the left low block. Layup is good. It rattles home for Brandon Frazier. Sideline for Rob Poole. Bounce pass is stolen by Frazier at the top of the arc. Here he comes left to right. Pass into short, layup good. Wing and short, top of the arc short. Driving in, right-handed layup, no good. Put back from Travion Leonard. Leonard showing off his skills in the past couple of minutes. He got an offensive rebound on the last possession. This time he gets the putback off of the offensive board. Rams lead by 5, 8:19 to go in the second half. Himes has it left wing. Top of the arc, Brookins. For Siena, he'll move to the right wing. In between the circles for Himes. 17 to shoot, the fans are in this game. Brookins to the right wing, top of the arc for Short. Back to the top of the arc, Frazier. Here's a three, it's good. Brandon Frazier connects. Team. Now he gets around it, drives all the way in. Wide open layup is denied by Mandel Thomas. What a play by Mandel Thomas, who got all ball. He skied for a long block there. An inbound pass to Himes, right to left far sideline. 5 seconds left, he loses the ball, recovered by Smith, and that'll do it.
I guess Hines wasn't listening to me.
Final score, Fordham notches their third win of the season, 81-75. Rams get the win.
These are trying times in the sense that I'm not accustomed to winning games when you let opponents shoot 54% from the floor. We came out and had a great first half, obviously shooting 70%, and I was like, that's incredible. At one break, they were shooting 80% in the second half. So we started, once again, we showed that we were immature. We thought the game was over because we were up 16, and we allowed them to fight their way back into the game. So hopefully it's a lesson learned. To the bitter end, we're coaching effort. We're trying to get young guys to realize they have to play hard on every possession, even at the end there when we're trying to, run our press offense. So, this is why we won right here. Our veterans stepped up, and the home crowd. Those were the three reasons, in my opinion. Chris obviously had a monster first half, but, a good overall game. I think what he did a wonderful job of in the second half was defending Anasiki. Odi Anasiki's a really good player. And he neutralized him a bit in the second half. And once again, I think Frazier did a great job, 10 assists, 3 turnovers, so the ball in his hands, it's a good thing. And that's going to help him a lot as he tries to move forward and play on the next level. And now we just, we don't know where the rest is coming. Canty was great the first few games. Last couple games he struggled. So we've got to get, one of those bigs playing at a high level. And then I thought the two plays that really won the game for us down the stretch, Mandel Thomas, that's like Jordan-esque block for a guy 6'1" to go do that. And then Frazier's back tap, which is something we talk about on missed free throws all the time. So those are, we talk about little things that can help you win basketball games, and those were two small parts of the game. Mandel Thomas's block and then Frazier's back tap on the foul line that I think really helped us put them away. They're better than their record. I told Mitch that. He and I were very close. We both were Massimino assistants at different times. They're better than their record. They continue to compete. And I think that speaks in volumes for their passion and the fact that they're going to be fine. And now they're getting to the MAC, and they're a good MAC team. They could do some damage in that conference. We've played Fairfield. I've seen some of the other MAC teams play. So, but obviously it's great going into the holiday with a win, and it was great to play at home. Again, and we'll go on the road for one, and then we'll be back New Year's Eve.
Coach, can you just talk a little bit more about Brandon's play the past 3 games? He fueled that comeback last week against Princeton. Now hitting all those free throws, taking the charges, and the little things, the veteran things on the team.
That once again, that's what our margin for error is so small because of our lack of experience, and obviously these two guys bring us that experience. But if they were on a team with with 3 seniors and 2 juniors, you divide up the responsibilities. That we don't have that opportunity because the young guys don't know what they're doing yet. So these guys have so much responsibility and so much that they do. And then in practice, Khalid Robinson helps as well. He has a sprained MCL yesterday in practice. He's going to be out 3 weeks. That'll hurt us in practice. it'll put even more pressure on them in practice every day to elevate it and to be leaders. But that's important. We need leadership from Brandon and Chris, and I think that they've done a good job the last couple of games with it.
Their zone has been pretty good all year, but you guys really picked it apart in the first half. What were you able to do there?
Well, we just, I think we did a pretty good job ball screening it. We always, we basically run motion against our zones at times. And Chris was, knocking down that little soft jumper from about 16 feet. That's a zone buster, I think, right at that high post. If you can make that jumper against anybody, you're going to cause their zone a lot of problems, because that's a sweet spot against a 2-3. So I think he did that, and we made some good decisions. But once again, attacking zones, you can't let it put you to sleep. That's the key. You got to try to stay aggressive, and I thought we did that in the first half.
In terms of, Mandel made another big play early in the second half. He hits a three-pointer, stops, quiets the run for a little bit. Is he the guard who's really stepped up for you? You mentioned these young guys they have to really come into.
I agree very much so, and he's done it in practice too. Like I was kidding with him. I was calling him a tease, because he'll make 2 or 3 plays in practice, and you'll go, he'll come down the lane. The other day we ended practice. He came down the lane, just tomahawked one on somebody. I'm like, dude, you got. Where is that all the time? We need that all the time out of you. He's got that ability. So yeah, he's earning minutes, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him in the starting lineup shortly.
Chris, was there something that changed in the second half and the looks you were getting? After 20 in the first half, and then didn't score as much. Was it an adjustment they made, or were you trying to get more people involved in the offense?
I think I was. They kind of like doubled down on me and stuff, so it was kind of hard to like do a lot of stuff. So I was kind of kicking it out, trying to get more assists or whatever. Just trying to play overall game.
And how was it coming back? Playing at Rose Hill for the first time this season?
Oh man, it's exciting. Coming back playing in front of the home crowd and everybody in the family. I love playing here, and it's a great experience. It's always been.
See, that's a mature decision, a number of mature decisions by Chris, and a great answer, because I don't know if last year, and definitely the year before, he wouldn't have kicked it out, because he would have felt the pressure. I got to make this play, and not in a malicious way, just saying, I've got to make this play. I'm taking responsibility on me. Where now he feels confident to make the right basketball play, and he has 3 assists and 0 turnovers. It's the first game since I've been here that he's had 0 turnovers. It's beautiful.
How's Ryan? Is he okay? Canty, yeah.
Yeah, he's all right. He's got a back, and he's going to have a back all season, but he was playing exceptionally well with it earlier on, and I think he's got to get through that. I think it's more just immaturity and coming into games and being prepared to compete at a really high level.
Did you prefer to go small at the end when room's in?
Yeah, well, we're a free throw team. It's like special teams. We have our free throw team, and we want those guys in the floor. We want the ball in Chris's hands, making a decision on the inbounds play. They just got to get themselves open once in a while, which would be a wild concept, right?
Chris, 38 minutes. How's the knee?
I'm fine. It's a little sore, but I was still moving. I was doing what I had to do, and I'm going to be pretty good the rest of the season. When I worked for Coach Massimino, we used to laugh as assistants because we're not practicing the rest of today, and it's an early game. So he would be like, look, you have today off. You have Christmas Eve off. You got Christmas Day off, and then we're not practicing like 3 or 4 o'clock. So it's like having 4 full days off. So that's the way you got to look at it with that knee, and Ryan with his back. And look, as this year progresses, I tell the guys, if everyone doesn't have ice all over them after games, we're not playing hard enough as a group, because that's what college basketball teams are supposed to look like after games.
Brian goes 15 today, starts it off with 3 out of the corner. How impressed were you with this part?
Yeah, he was good. He was really good, and I a little upset with him there in the middle of the second half and pulled him for a while for Jermaine. But when you look at the big wins we've had, Brian Smith scores because we need that third option along with these 2 guys. Now I'm going to jump his bones because he played 27 minutes and didn't have a rebound. See, once again, Brian Smith is the kind of guy that can fill up a box score. The reason we've been able to play 3 guards the last 15 years is because they're tough enough and they still rebound the basketball. And that's something we're still trying to get our guys to do here. Frazier had 6 today, but Jermaine didn't have a rebound. Brian didn't have a rebound. Short had 1 rebound. Mandel had 4 in 29 minutes. So the guards got to go get 6, 8. We've had guards that get triple doubles because of that.
Brandon, speaking of decision making,
What were you seeing that allowed you to have those chances today? How were you able to kind of distribute against their defense?
I mean, I seen in the beginning, like in the first half, they was icing the screens a little bit. So basically, I was just telling Chris to just go to the elbow and that was the smartest pass I could make throughout the whole thing because they were just, I felt like they wanted to double me off the screen. So I was just basically hitting Chris every time. He got me most of the assists, so I know he'd been working on elbow jump shot and things like that. So I just kept telling him to keep shooting. And other passes just coming off instincts, things like that. I just felt like I was getting the guys open and getting people to the right spots in the beginning, in the first half.
Like you said, in the first half, you were mostly facilitating, but in the second half, with Chris being doubled down low, you kind of took over. Can you talk about that?
That's how it is most of the time. I mean, as Coach said, you gotta have a second option and things like that. And when Chris is getting double and things like that, and I wouldn't say struggling, but kicking it out and things like that, it's my time to like pick it up and get some baskets for us. I got a couple at the end and made some free throws, so that's when iced the game really.
Is there any other spot you would want to be in at the end of the Princeton game? You were hitting all the free throws. At the end of this game, you had 8 for 8 from the line. What's going through your mind? Do you want the ball in your hands at that time?
Yeah, I want the ball in my hand. Coach yelled at me on one play when I was about to get it 5 seconds because I didn't want to give it up because I wanted to go to the line and make the free throws and things like that.
I yelled at you more than one play.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it is mainly. I want to be the guy who goes to the free throw line and makes it. So that's my mindset.
These two 11 of 11 from the foul line, that's huge for us. That's huge. Good. Thank you all very much. Have a great Christmas, holidays.